Okay, welcome, everybody. Um, okay, welcome. Hello, everybody. Brian here from Quant Labs, Canada. Chile, it is in Canada. Anyways, I want to go over some of the results the first month of auto trading with Python that I've explained in the back last few videos here on last few streams, I should say, on TradingView. Um, it's been pretty impressive stuff. Not what you think it is. Let me just show you what's been going on in the crypto world. Um, right now, uh, what we're coming across is hello, Mr. You know who? Okay, let me just show you what's been going on. So we have Bitcoin on the rebound. Okay, crypto's doing really good. Back at it again. This is not going to die. This is not going to die. So you can see here a crypto or Bitcoin's now over 34,482. Well, let me just pull up a comparison with that and Solana. Solana, always do this. So you can see the difference between Bitcoin and Solana. It's 32 and a bit times. Solana. That's hilarious. Let me just make sure I do that again. Bring up the right chart. Solana, US dollar, that's Coinbase. Yeah. So actually, it's a lot more. So it's about 5 times more than Bitcoin over the last, let's say, 3 months, 161. So it's 4 times the return. I was actually listening to a guy, I won't mention where and when, supposedly a great trader thinking Bitcoin's doing really well. And he's just catching on how Solana is like killing Bitcoin. All right, so that's all fine and dandy. Now, what I'm going to show you are the results of the combined. I just noticed something here. So here we are, 161% versus for Solana versus Bitcoin at 43%. So what I'm going to show you now is the results of the automated trading I've come up with, the auto trading. Now, this is not going to like blow your socks off, but considering where we're at in life, let me just pull up. Okay, hang on here. I'm just going to get you the results. Now, this is from my Kraken account. This is all 100% automated, no intervention at all. And I just saw a question come up. I'll address it in a minute. Okay, so here's the results. Ta-da! That's my Kraken right there. So you can see here we're up 9.4%. Okay, 9.4% between late October till about here around November 11th. I'm going to show you what happened afterwards. But you can see right there, 9.4% return. That's not bad. And that's fully no intervention whatsoever by me, just running the little strategies from within TradingView. I'm impressed compared to how the markets have been doing with a crypto run. Question: I am new in trading. Which brokerage and account can we use for Bitcoin? I'm from Canada. There's only one I can recommend, and that is Kraken. A Kraken Pro right there. So yeah, it's 9.4%. I'm pretty excited by that. And we're just coming through recovery. As I've shown you here, you can see how Solana's dipped. So Solana is trying to fight its way back to recovery. Even if you have, I'll be putting out a mean reverting strategy soon to go through the ups and downs internally within whatever you want to watch. So Solana is right now the exciting crypto coin. There's about 5 I would recommend that are really good. But right now, Solana is the dominant one. The other one that's pretty good is Chainlink. This one right here. So you can see right there, 142%. So those are the top 2 crypto coins right now. And again, we're running them automated. If you're trying to do it only in TradingView, you'd have to trade it by hand by pushing buttons like sell, buy, sell, buy, sell. We've done away with that. We've got a solution that will override that by setting up an alert and then emailing out the signal to Python scripts. So I've got all that in play, working pretty good. Also works with interactive brokers as well. So that's early days right now for interactive brokers because most of the testing was done with crypto. Okay, so you know what's going on. So now I'm not going to sell you a dream because there are some caveats here. So I'm going to show you a spreadsheet of all the things that were traded over a certain amount of time. But you can see here, I've got this big highlight here. It says the bot went crazy. So this happened November 11th. Okay, so I'm going to show you what happened before then. So we're looking, I just want to show you the kind of coins that we're dealing with. We're dealing with Bitcoin in there, Chainlink, Avalanche. There was a bit of Ethereum. Ethereum's have not been performing that much. And a lot of Solana. As well as XRP. Okay, so here's the dangerous part when it comes to these type of this type of building. I don't care. I really don't care what service you use to do automated trading through a trading bot. It can almost go crazy on you where it'll go off the rails. I'm going to show you what happened to me. I put out a video on it. But I'm going to show you what can easily happen. If you don't know what you're doing with this sort of stuff and you're not willing to lose money or risk it, don't do this. But if you're starting small and you're fairly versed in PyScript and Python, then yeah, I'd probably go with it. But if you're going to start out really small. This amount that I lost was very tiny. It was like maybe $50, but it's still kind of did away with my account. But what I want to show you here is look at the timestamp here. So this started around November 13th. Okay, 13:35 local to me, Eastern Standard Time. Look at the amount of trades it did. It did quite a lot. Okay, and it's only one crypto coin, Chainlink, and Chainlink was actually losing money. So if I was to show you last month. So we're looking at November 13th, right through here. Yeah, Chainlink was losing money. Now, if this happened here, I'd be a billionaire. So luck was not on my side when this happened. But going back to the spreadsheet here, check it out. Okay, so we're at 144 rows. When I showed this to the Kraken support, look how many transactions that went through. Over 25, about 2,000 transactions. So what was the end result? Well, the account lost 2/3 of its value as the price of as Chainlink was going down over that period of time. It took me 4 or 5 hours to catch on. When I looked at it, I was fortunate I looked at it and being able to lose only 2/3 versus blowing out the entire account. But that's the sort of trading that went on off the rails. So as I said, this can happen to anybody no matter what service you're using. If you're trying to write this on your own, if you don't know what you're doing, you can easily blow out your account. That's why I always tell people, start really small when you're rolling out these kind of technologies because it will save you. It will save you huge. And this has got nothing to do with TradingView, nothing to do with Python. It's if you're lazy in your coding, especially in your debugging, like little me happened, you will lose money. 2/3 of the account vanished. So that's all fine and good. But what I try to do is I try to call up Kraken support. Now, here's the rules when it comes to Kraken. They can't help you if this sort of thing happens. I told them I think that they should have had some sort of safeguard in their service in their account to protect the account when there's so many trades happening like this and it's losing money. They don't have any form of protection to prevent that from happening. Um, yes. Tip: get the bot to message your phone also. That's true, but I wasn't thinking because I thought it was all perfect at the time. So back to Kraken. What happened was the position is once the open positions close, they can't help you. That's the general rule, and I wouldn't be surprised it's across the board in all crypto exchanges. Okay, so I want to make sure this is this is kind of put out there realistically. But when everything's working pretty good, you can do pretty good on the upswings here, and I'm pretty impressed with it considering where the market's been kind of negative and kind of challenged. So I'm pretty happy with that. So I just want to show the results. So uh, a lot of the other coins that were traded during the last call it 3 months. So I'm just showing you the returns right now. Let me pull up two more, actually three more. The big ones you might want to know about is Cardano. This one did well, did fairly well. Let me get rid of that one. I want the spot. Okay, so we want to show you the Cardano right here. So there's Cardano, 40%. So these are really, really good returns over the last few months. Let me pull up the 1 month. So you can see here, this is very strong, very strong. Let's see how Ethereum's been doing. Um, Again, we'll use, so you can see here, Ethereum is not doing that great. I don't know if you heard about the potential scandal that's supposed to be coming. I'm still waiting. It's been like almost a week on Ethereum, but it's not been performing that well. And XRP's been doing okay as well. Let me just show you that one. And these are the ones that seem to be most tradable. So you can see everyone's going to focus on Bitcoin, but you got these other ones doing really well. So have at it, but the best coin right now is easily Solana. But you can see it's starting to go into a mean reverting pattern. So as I said, what I'm planning to have is a strategy that will handle that. So when it goes range bound, say over the last 5 days, let me just get rid of these. I'll have a strategy available to make that still profitable. You can see how there's a lot of volatility now in the price. So that's the problem. So I'm going to stop now. You guys got any questions or comments? Because I want to talk about, I didn't put this out there, but I want to talk about the looming potential financial crisis that's coming. Any questions at all on crypto and my track record so far? I'm going to have a third party verified account put on a service that will link both the Kraken and the Interactive Brokers accounts. So I'll have those available at some point. I've been talking about that for about 6 months now. So, okay, let's talk about the current crash coming. So, I don't know if you guys heard about uh, Bill Ackerman. He's saying he shorted the treasuries. So, I'm going to load up the 2 year bond. This is a CFD. And I'll show you a few things that I learned in the last few days. Okay. So I'll load up the 2 year. This is the 2 year treasury. Put that as all. Hopefully this will come up. Invalid symbol. USB. Oh, I can't. I remember now. Uh, Damn, I can't remember the 2 year treasury. Ah, okay. Maybe I'll have to go to a browser here. Hang on for 1 second here. Okay. Um, So if you got any other further questions, just asking anything pretty well with TradingView. As you know, there's many things I cannot talk about here just due to the rules of um, of TradingView. So I can't just openly talk about stuff. But let me see if I can find the 2-year Treasury, U.S. Treasury TRX. I just can't remember the symbol names. Maybe let me go to Market Watch. Marketwatch.com. And what I'll load up is the 2-year bond. Let's see if I can load it. If you guys know the symbol names, that would help. Okay, so here's the 2-year Treasury bond. Okay, this is good. So we'll start here. So what's been happening with the Treasury bonds? And it's good to start out with the current situation right now. This is good. So right now, you can see that the year to date, the 5-day, it's gone up quite a bit. Let me pull up a chart here. Where's my chart? Okay, so hopefully this will come up. So you can see here that the 2-year, oh, yeah, right here. You can see it's starting to move up quite a bit. It's come off a little bit, but the Treasury 2-year has moved up. Okay, that's number one. Okay, so let me pull up a 5-year. And I'll just continue just showing you this because it's important to know what's going on. So Bill Ackerman shorted this because he's made money off this. This should not be happening at all. So you can see here the 5-day, it's gone up quite a bit as well, I might add. And where's my chart here? So I'll show you the 1 month. So you can see it's starting to move up there. What's going on is generally it's the same pattern with the 10-year and the 30-year Treasury. So these are the different durations in the Treasury. If you listen to Dr. Doom, Mark Faber, he said once you start to see those durations start to move apart and diverge, that's what's going to lead into a liquidity crisis. I just put up a video on that today. So once those durations start to diverge, you start to run into a general liquidity crisis. So let me go over what I'm talking about here. So let's say if we're talking about the DXY, okay? So what's happening here on the 1 month, you can see that the US dollars kind of was doing pretty good up until here at 106 November 1st, and it's starting to decline, okay? So the US dollar is starting to decline, which translates into that the US dollar is starting to get affected by this. The other thing is when you look at the Chinese yuan, as an example, right here, the US yuan is starting to strengthen now against the US dollar. Okay, and same thing with the Japanese yen. Okay, so once these start to take shape, so let me pull up the US dollar Japanese yen. Okay, you can see what's happening now just at the same time that the yen's starting to strengthen, okay, against the dollar. Now, if you looked at the, 5-year, you can see how that the yen has been trending pretty strongly and weakening, but now it's starting to dip. So if I throw in also, as I said, the Chinese yuan, and I'll lead into why I'm going over this, CNH. Okay, so what's happening is The yuan is starting to strengthen as well. Meanwhile, the dollar is starting to weaken. Okay, so what's happening is now, as the dollar weakens, the Asian currencies, namely and um, the yen and the yuan, are starting to strengthen. So if you went into my ideas, okay, I put out an alert I saw yesterday. Very important notification, news item, whatever you want to call it. But this is severe. Okay, so right here, so PIMCO, the largest bond holder in the world, has now bought a bunch of yen, thinking it's the Bank of Japan monetary intervention from the Bank of Japan. That's why the yuan is strengthening. I think it's more fundamental than that. It's because the treasuries are starting to move up. So what I'm thinking is that a lot of these bondholders and institutions are starting to shift into other asset classes. This is the smart money we're talking. It's starting to move into other smarter instruments, assets to preserve their positions. Because if the dollar starts to decline as the treasury starts to move up, we may be running into a potential financial collapse within the US. So a lot of the institutions are starting to move money and capital to hedge, if that happens, into Asian currencies. Now, as I said, we have the yuan strengthening and another few things that are happening that you should know about. Okay, so if I was to show you where does Bitcoin coincide with this? Okay, so if I was to pull up Bitcoin, um, you start to see that Bitcoin, just as everything started to kind of go haywire, Bitcoin took off. Okay, so that's another hedge against if the US dollar starts to go negative. So let me kill some of these other, just so that we can see the comparison here. Yeah, you can't see it, but what I do think is that when this started to decline, that Bitcoin started to move up. So that's another hedge in play. Let me get rid of Bitcoin. So with that, also I could probably say, well, what's happened to gold? Right here, you can see here gold started to move up as the dollar started to decline. So again, um, the dollar has hit its peak and starting to decline. That's what I'm thinking. On top of that, we could also add in silver as well. XG USD, so that's going to be silver. You can see here, silver has easily outperformed gold, just so you know, versus gold. And gold seems to have started there. See that bottom right there? So silver started to take off as well. That's what I'm thinking is going on, including Bitcoin, as hedges are starting to move against the US dollar. So when you throw in the treasury as well, so let me get rid of these two other ones here just to compare, right? So we have US dollar, and let me pull up the standard. Oh, I can't show that on, let me just try again here. So USB 10 year. Uh, yeah, I can't, there's no symbols for it. Yeah. So sorry, I can't show the treasury in relation to this. But from what I'm seeing, I wouldn't be surprised. You'll start to see treasury go volatile for a little bit and then starting to spike. So what Dr. Dumas said, as long as the durations between the 2, 5, 10 year, and 30 years stay consistently uh, in the same kind of relationship and they don't diverge, we'll be okay. Once they start to diverge, it'll be a problem. How does the U.S. Fed pay the $1 trillion debt? Current interest rate, is it the World Bank? This why banks are buying gold? No. From what I understand, a lot of the U.S. banks are, from what I've been seeing and heard from other videos, U.S. banking system's insolvent. And I say that because the FDIC, the Federal Deposits Insurance Corporation, only has $180 billion available in that compensation. So if you look at all the entire savings worldwide, you'll notice that it's about 20 trillion. So even the FDIC does not have enough to cover everybody's insurance. So that's a problem. So coming back to your question, HTTCOXG, it's bigger than what you're asking. How does the U.S. Fed pay the $1 trillion debt? The current interest rates? Is it the World Bank uh, and buying gold? Okay, there's two solutions that I can see coming out of that. I'm sure you know about the CBDC. Uh, one crypto coin you may want to watch over this is XRP USD. So we're talking Ripple. Ripple is now in competition to put out a CBDC for whatever country that wants it. Okay. So this right here is a CBDC, central bank deposit coin. Sorry, central bank digital coin in disguise. So this one, XRP, is one potential coin that could go that route. Another one is World. Let's see if I can find it. World Coin. Um, yeah, so we have World Coin here. Looks like I only have it on Uniswap. So World Coin is another one put out by our friend Sam Altman, former OpenAI. And that coin, if you haven't seen, people line up. It's like this globe thing. You get your iris scan, and you get 20 World Coin as a credit towards that. So that could be another CBDC, right? So to answer your question, what will happen? I'm sure you heard about the Great Reset and you'll be happy because you won't own anything. I think what will happen is because the US government and pretty well the West will not be able to pay back $34 trillion and they're spending now $2 trillion by the end of this year, at some point there's going to be a CBDC coming in because the government or the higher levels are basically pre-planned, engineered, saying we will now bankrupt the West with all this debt, and at the same time, it's not going to be the World Bank. The World Bank will be in control of it, but what will happen is they'll start to introduce these CBDCs over time. So what I'm saying is the banks will create the problem, and then, or it's not banks, but governments will create the problem, central banks namely, and then the solution will come from the governments as well by introducing these CBDCs. That's what's going on. Gold is not doing all that well. Let me show you why. Everyone thinks that gold will be the answer. If you look at gold, um, let's see here. So if I look at gold US, remember this is CFD, but it's pretty well the same price. Gold, you can see right here as the US dollar started to spike a little bit, right? So gold is kind of in play. And I've also talked about silver, which is even double the return of gold. But what you need to watch is the gold silver ratio. So let me pull that up. So the gold silver ratio is the risk factor. So right now it's kind of wobbling right here, but I'll show you why this is important to know about it. The gold silver ratio, XAU XAG, boom, Now I'm going to show you a monthly chart on what this means. Okay, so we have here, let me see how far back I can go. So here we go. So this is gold silver ratio. How do I know why you use gold silver ratio to watch the global risk? Well, you can see here this started getting tracked in 2006. Look what happens in 2007. It spikes. And what happened in 2007 and 8? Well, we had the global financial crisis. So along comes the government, the federal government started printing money, creating money out of nothing, and liquidated or added liquidity in the US economy up until this point. And guess what happened? This is what they wanted. Boom. Okay, we had enough liquidity for about 8, 9 years. And then this happened, which we know is a global sickness, as I call it. They liquidate, boom, more about $6 trillion put into the US economy. So we're up now to what, 25 trillion or thereabouts. A little bit of response there, and look where we're at. Okay, so when you look at this number right here at 84.82, we're now farther than the peak of 2008. Okay, so this is building. This global risk is building, and it's higher than the peak of 2008 financial crisis. So what's going to happen here is there's going to be another crisis, I believe, as U.S. Treasury spikes, and they just had a few auctions. Nobody's buying them. Saudi Arabia is not buying. Japan's not buying U.S. debt. How do you think the government funds itself outside of tax? It's the debt gets bought up and it's monetized. So that's what's happening there. So essentially, there's going to be a major blowout at some point. I think it's a lot sooner than where it's at. So again, when they show you Bitcoin as a comparison here, let me just pull that up. BTC. You can see here. Oh, yeah, here. Doesn't look like I can add BTC for whatever reason. There we go. No. Okay, it doesn't matter. Oh, right, there we go. So you can see here, well, Bitcoin's blown it away. But at the end of the day, this is what we got to watch. So I'm not worried about it, but I think we need to be concerned over the next 6 months that the treasuries are starting to spike. Um, Another way to look at this is TLT, um, which is an ETF for. Doesn't look like I can add it. Let me just put in, I don't know, daily chart. And then let me try TLT again. Don't know why this is not working. Oh, there we go. So you can see here TLT started to spike, and what day did it bottom out at? The end of October, right? So right here, Treasury's starting to spike a little bit. So this could continue to move up, from a trajectory point of view. And then if I was to also throw in gold itself, USD, again, another comparison. You can see here, kind of gold may start to spike. I don't know, but in around here, and same with the DXY as well. So just something to know about. And I started seeing that, and then there's confirmations from various stories that said Pimco's loaded up on buying up Japanese yen. Bill Ackerman um, shorted treasuries. So that's not normal when you start shorting treasuries, because that's the last thing you would be shorting is U.S. Treasury. It's supposed to be the safest and um, most trusted instrument in the world, even though it doesn't perform. Any questions on that? No. Okay, I guess not. Um, so essentially, what will happen, I think, to answer this guy's question is, as I said, is that the government will never be able to pay it back. It's just not feasible. And the other thing is the dollar will become part of a basket, as well as eventually we will have, as I said, a CBDC, and that will basically mean it'll be a digital dollar and it'll be digitized, meaning, well, you can do the research, CBDC. And will the banks be buying gold? As I said earlier, the banks or the gold has not been that best performing as it should be. Silver's doing better because there's less, I believe, less manipulation on silver because gold is kind of somewhat manipulated. Anybody else got any questions at all? If not, I'll give it a good evening, and I'll be continuing this on another platform. And you know what that platform may be? I can't say because it's goes against trading view rules. We'll leave it at that. So, anybody got any other questions so far? I've shown you the results are pretty good with the live trading, with the automated trading with TradingView and Python in conjunction. Works pretty good. And thank you very much for that great stream night. Thank you. Um, if you got some good use out of it, that's good. But I do think that we may have some financial calamity a lot sooner than I think. I don't like saying it based upon what I shown earlier. But the crypto's looking pretty good. As I showed, that's part of the reason why I think really why Bitcoin's moving along with the other coins. So the best coin to really hedge against the way it's looking is Solana, because as I said with Solana, uh, let me just show you here Solana. I mean, Solana has been very impressive. Okay, everyone's going on about Bitcoin. So when you look at the price of Solana, October 23rd, it was $20. Now it's at around $60. So it's gone up three times like within a month. Okay, so when you compare that to Bitcoin, okay, let me get rid of these things as well. Okay, people, I just don't know. I just don't know what's going on. See, look at this. September was around 11,000 for Bitcoin in 2020, and it peaked here to 59,000, and then it peaked again up to 65,000. But like Solana's done that in a month. So everybody wants to see Bitcoin pop like it did in 2020, but there are a lot of people that are missing out on this Solana. And as I've shown you, Chainlink is similar. Hit that bottom, hit that boost button, guys. Yeah, I guess you can automate the trading if you wanted with what I've got. So it's really important to know that, okay? Because people are waiting for the Bitcoin thing to happen. It's already happened in the last month with Solana, okay? And same with Chainlink as well, as it's shown. Any other questions so far? I'll just leave it at that. But yeah, crypto's on the move. But right now, you can see there's a lot of volatility hitting Solana now, so it may start to dip back as it did here. But we'll see. If this continues to move up, it'll be because of retail traders having the fear of missing out. They're just starting to discover Solana, but it's been doing very well. Any further questions? If not, I'll give it a good evening. What was the other one? Oh yeah. Oh, you want to hear? You want to see some stocks? Ha 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 ha. You want to see some stocks? Okay, so I don't talk a lot about stocks on TradingView um, because, well, they're not very popular on TradingView. It's like crypto and the big assets. So that's what I write about in the ideas. But let me show you some of the moves. And in good old the stock market. Look at this, FBIZ, $29 to $34. These are not huge moves, but since October 23rd, that's over 10%, right? So I'm able to see which stocks are really performing really well. MRBK. Oh yes, I should also mention the strategies I was talking about. The profit factor. This is another way I can know that I have a very good return based upon this profit factor of at least being one. Okay, and as I said, I can automatically trade this now by just making an alert, right? So this is for interactive brokers. Create, boom, and where's my alert? Yeah, so there would be my alert would be right here. So that would be my alert, and then that would be traded until I decide to pause it or stop it or just remove it. So these were the two trades that happened today, and these are live. So it's just waiting for these opportunities. So again, if I look at MRBK, nice steady move from $9 to 12. So that's a what, 12%, 25% return since October 23rd. MSBI, hang on, Hitch, I'll just say. So going from 20 to 23, over 10%. UTI, and again, you just watch these profit factors. So even from here, $9 to 11, that's over 10%. This is the big one. So this one has a profit factor 2.7. You can see here, $27 to 35. So that's about 20%. That's pretty good. So you want me to check out CRISPR? Yeah, I heard there's some news on that. CRSP. Yeah, it's spiking, man. 36 to $72. Thing is, I'm not sure. Is that a fundamental shift? Do you think is that in play and continue to move up? Because if you look at Nvidia, has also this I would consider fairly volatile. So my system won't catch it because you can see it's been in decline, so it won't do anything with it. But this recent move, my system won't catch it because of the volatility in it. But question is, will this crash fairly fast? Because these kind of patterns will bring it down. And I know it's a fundamental move because of news. Gene splicing approved. Yeah. So see how that goes long term. This might be a big play permanently, knowing that kind of news. Anything else? Yeah, this would be one of those rare ones that moves up. Nice, 80% sold. That's really good. Did you know about CRISPR? Because this kind of news comes out of nowhere, so you can't like really track it. So that's the problem. There's a couple of things I've been lucky on as well. You know, buying into a stock that my system will pick it up maybe 1 or 2 days before, and it's what's driving it up is a annual report or a quarterly report. Then there's good news, and it drives up the price. So that's part of the thing. Oh, I see. It was a Kathy stock. Yeah, she's had some good ones and bad ones. It's very random. Like Tesla is a good example, or Coinbase. She's an inside trader. She got rid of Coinbase before there was a lawsuit from Coinbase and the SEC, so she dumped the stock. And then a few days later, she bought back into Coinbase after the announcement with the SEC. So she's definitely, I think, an insider trader with some of these stocks. She gets the news that we don't know about. So I think there's a lot of that going on. So I wouldn't be surprised if, like, how long has Kathy held the stock for? That's a question. If she just bought it like a week ago or 2 ago, she most likely knew that this news was going to come for sure. So let me just check on ARC itself on the performance. That can be a pretty good stock actually. I've done okay with those with that stock ARC because it's ARC trading. Let me just pull it up here. ARK. Yeah. So ARK. I don't know if that's the symbol. I think it was ARC or maybe ARC. I can't remember. Yeah, I can't remember the symbol name of ARC, but I wouldn't be surprised that she knew about this insider trading. ARKK. Thank you, man. ARKK. So, oh, wrong one. ARKK. Uh, ARC Innovation. So November 1st. Is that the same? I'm just trying to think of that. Maybe no, I gotta go under funds. Sorry. Funds. ARKK Innovation. That's the one. Yeah, see, it's kind of funny how this is spiking as that news comes out. So that news came out November 23rd, and that spike happened day of. You find that a little suspicious? There you go. Let me repeat that. So you got a drifting stock, CRISPR, right? And it takes off November 23rd, or sorry, November 1st, right? So let's see if that's the case. October 31st, in around there, ARC starts to take off. I find that a little suspicious. That's my view of it. But I know, yeah, like when it came to Coinbase, she dumped Coinbase next day or the week later. Within a week, SEC announced they're suing Coinbase, and then a week or two later, she bought back into Coinbase. So this does not surprise me at all. But as I said, I just find that beyond suspicious. Anything else? You got any other stocks you want me to look at? But I've done okay with ARC. Uh, I've done okay with ARC in the summer. I don't know. Um, are you referring to CRISPR? We can find out. Let me pull up a browser here. Yeah. So one trick here to know what their holdings are. Let's go to Yahoo Finance. So if I go to ARKK, okay, and in there you'll find the holdings section right here. Ba-boom. Let's see if she still holds it. Coinbase. Well, maybe she might hold it in a. Well, that's her top 10 holdings. So I don't know. But as I said, I do find that timing kind of weird how ARC spiked as well in the same time frame as CRISPR itself. So maybe she has a personal account. I don't know. So who knows? But that's very suspicious. Anything else? Questions? You want me to check another stock for you? Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. Zoom popped on earnings. Yeah. Zoom's another interesting one. My system may have picked it up. Let me see. I just generated the reports. I can tell you exactly. See, there's no Zoom here. I can show you the inside scoop of this. Let's see here. So we need this, and we are looking for the stocks. So this was just generated like half an hour ago. I just finished. It went through about 20,000 stocks. I think 16,000. So let me just pull this up. Okay, so we're going to use Excel. So I'm going to see if Zoom came up here. I have a problem with a toolbox here somewhere. Okay, that's the Kraken stuff. Okay, here we go. So this is my spreadsheet. Let me just see the Zoom. What's the stock? What's the stock symbol for Zoom? Stock Zoom. So my system didn't even pick it up. 1 hour. Yeah, thinly traded there. Zoom video. Let's see. Okay, there we go. So yeah, there you go. This is what happened. You had a candle wick spike and it dropped back. So it did pop. So yeah, but as you can see here, it's not um, it's not in any of my stock list here. So it's not a top performer. So this scan is 3,600, but it went through about 16,000. So this is what was scanned and considered the top best stocks of the day. So out of this, there's going to be a lot of volatile stocks, as that's measured right here. A lot of these are too high, so a lot of them get whittled down to maybe. I think I've got a list of about 100 from 3,000 to 100 that are not volatile and meet other objectives. So, yeah. Oh, I see. So you're saying the Zoom was after the bell. Okay, so it'll pop tomorrow. But when did that happen? So that wick maybe because of some insider trading. You think? I don't know. On the Zoom chart, who knows? Anything else you guys got questions on? But just so you know, this is the main database I use or spreadsheet that is generated for all the stocks. That it goes through 3 phases, and this is the first phase, and it'll filter out all the uh, fairly volatile stocks, and then I'll go through another scan looking for forward guidance and other fundamentals as well that are forward looking, and it whittles it down to 25, which becomes this list right here. Let me just pull it up. Okay, these are the final stocks that end up. So these stocks right here in the PDF that gets generated end up in my final list for the day, and then that will be compared for part of my market open for tomorrow. That's how I'm able to find all these stocks along here, and it works pretty good because they're low volatile, trending, and got pretty good fundamentals, forward guidance, along with professional institutional analysts recommending them to be bought at all different time frames from 1 year all the way down to 1 minute. So it's pretty good. Let me see if so this is as an example of Vale. You probably know them, a Brazilian mining company. This is the kind of data that I look at. So depending upon how many stocks I open up with. Let me just pull up the Vale as an example. So with Vale, we've got here all the fundamentals, and right here is what I look at. So there's a lot of sell recommendations, very little buying. So intraday, Vale is good, but the forward guidance looks pretty strong because they've got all the data all the way up to 2027. So that's not a bad stock, but the analysts don't like it. So what I do is I try to combine strong fundamentals with strong forward guidance, and strong recommendations. So they'll get added to this list, which I'll be doing tonight. And then I'll set all the automation for tomorrow. That's all selected for the stock world. It seems to work okay, but I can't report on anything yet because I've just completed the automation I've been talking about. Anybody else got any questions? And the automation, when I'm talking about the automated trading for TradingView with the Python, it'll work for anything Forex, for interactive brokers, and Kraken, and stock and ETF. Give me a follow to review my TA. I'm fairly new. Thanks. We'll definitely do that. Yeah, here. There you go. So you gotta. So yeah, you're just starting out, I guess. Looks like you're doing pretty good. Got some good followers there. Hitchcock's G. Yeah, looks good. 91 ideas, 149 boosts, 72 followers. Very good. Looking good, man. Yeah, just followed you as well. All right. So, any other questions or comments? I'm going to do another stream elsewhere. Thanks. 1 year. Thanks. I do trading 1 year. Graham. Yes. Is that your first name? Yes, I know. There's another Graham I follow. He's another contributor on TradingView. Anybody else? Yeah. Okay, have a good night, I guess. Thanks, guys, for watching. And we'll probably do another stream later in the week, a random one. Okay, thanks for watching. Have yourselves a good night. Over and out.